The power of fear, how it manipulates the masses. Introduction. Fear is one of the most primal emotions, deeply rooted in the human psyche. It has been used throughout history as a tool to control and manipulate societies. But why is fear so effective? The answer lies in the brain, specifically the reptilian brain, which governs our survival instincts. In this video, we will explore how fear is systematically used by governments, corporations, and media to shape public opinion and behavior. Chapter 1. Understanding the reptilian brain. The human brain consists of three main parts: the reptilian brain, the limbic system, and the neocortex. The reptilian brain, also known as the basal ganglia, is the oldest part of our brain. It controls basic survival instincts such as fight or flight responses, aggression, and territorial behavior. Because of its primary function, ensuring survival, it responds instantly to threats, whether real or perceived. When fear is triggered, the reptilian brain overrides rational thinking. This makes people more susceptible to manipulation as they seek safety and certainty, often at the cost of critical thinking. For example, during a crisis, people instinctively look for strong leadership and simple solutions. This creates an opportunity for those in power to exploit fear by offering pre-packaged answers that may not always be in the best interest of the public. Understanding this mechanism is the first step toward resisting fear-based manipulation. Chapter 2. Fear as a political tool. Governments have long understood the power of fear. By instilling a sense of danger, whether from external threats like terrorism or internal threats like economic collapse, leaders can justify extreme measures such as surveillance, censorship, or military action. Examples: the Red Scare, 1950s. The U.S. government used fear of communism to justify blacklists, arrests, and the erosion of civil liberties. Post-9/11 policies. Governments worldwide used terrorism as an excuse for increased surveillance and reduced personal freedoms. Health crises. Pandemics have led to widespread panic, allowing authorities to impose strict regulations, sometimes beyond necessity. By continuously shifting the focus onto threats, political figures maintain control. Fear can be used to divert attention from internal failings, silence opposition, and unite the public under a common enemy, real or imagined. Chapter 3. Fear in Media and Propaganda. Mainstream media is a powerful force in shaping public perception. Fear-based headlines, sensationalized news, and exaggerated crises keep people in a constant state of anxiety. Techniques used in media manipulation. Fear-mongering. Headlines. Sensational phrases like, doomsday approaching, economic collapse imminent. Keep audiences hooked. Selective reporting, highlighting violent crimes disproportionately creates a false perception of increasing danger. Repetition. Constant exposure to fearful narratives makes threats feel more real, even when statistically rare. Media outlets also rely on fear to drive engagement. Fearful content generates more clicks, shares, and discussions, which in turn increases advertising revenue. The result is a cycle where fear is continuously amplified, often without justification. Chapter 4: Corporate Manipulation through Fear. Companies exploit fear to sell products and services. Marketing strategies often use psychological tactics to trigger fear-based responses. Examples: fear of aging. The beauty and pharmaceutical industries profit from anti-aging products that capitalize on the fear of getting older. Fear of loss. Insurance companies use fear of disasters to sell policies, often exaggerating risks. Fear of social rejection. Fashion and cosmetic brands emphasize appearance and status to drive consumer behavior. Beyond advertising, corporations also use fear to push employees into compliance. Workers may fear job loss, instability, or competition, leading them to accept unfair conditions. Recognizing these tactics helps individuals make more rational decisions rather than emotional ones. Chapter 5: Social Control and Fear-Based Narratives. Fear is used to shape societal norms and behaviors. It keeps people divided and compliant. Methods: scapegoating. Governments and media often blame a particular group for societal problems, directing public anger away from systemic issues. Moral panics. Convincing the public that certain behaviors, lifestyles, or ideologies pose a threat ensures compliance and conformity. Artificial crises. Sometimes crises are exaggerated or fabricated to create a sense of urgency and justify radical changes. Historical examples include witch hunts, racial divides, and fabricated threats to maintain control over populations. Fear ensures that people remain distracted, focusing on perceived enemies rather than questioning authority. Chapter 6: Overcoming Fear-Based Manipulation. The key to breaking free from fear-based control is awareness and critical thinking. Steps to resist manipulation. 1. Recognize fear. Tactics. Be aware of when fear is being used to influence your decisions. Ask yourself, who benefits from my fear? 2. Question the narrative. Investigate sources, cross-check information, and analyze who is pushing the message. 3. Strengthen rational thinking. Engage the neocortex by practicing logical reasoning, reading diverse perspectives, and avoiding emotional reactions. 4. Limit exposure to fear-based media. Reducing consumption of negative news can improve mental clarity and emotional stability. 5. Develop emotional resilience. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection help counteract the effects of fear-driven messages. 6. Educate others. Sharing knowledge and encouraging critical thinking in others can create a more informed and resistant society. Conclusion. Fear is a powerful tool for manipulation, rooted in the very structure of our brain. By understanding how the reptilian brain functions, we can become more aware of the tactics used against us. Whether it's politics, media, or corporations, recognizing these strategies allows us to take back control of our thoughts and actions. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. Stay informed, stay critical, and stay free. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more insightful content like this. Be sure to check out my other videos for more deep dives into spiritual wisdom and esoteric knowledge.